Check, check, check. We good. We live. All right, straight. Let's get it. So go ahead and get this thing started early. Let's get these miles in real quick. All right, bang. All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully everyone's having a good one. Uh, yeah, here in Kansas City, man, it's different. It's different. I'm bundled up, man. I almost brought out the shiesty today, but I couldn't find it. You know what I'm saying? We go ahead and get these miles in. Talk a little Dallas Cowboys football, man. Cowboys 88. Good morning, bro. Good morning with you. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Hopefully everyone's off to a prosperous, good Monday morning start. You know, and man, like I said, I'm here in Kansas City, man. We have a big snowstorm. We got like 6 inches of snow. We got like 6 inches of snow last night. Supposed to get another 5 today. Roads are all frozen over, man. They got like warnings of people not to be out, being out on the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like everything's shut down here in Kansas City. Kids ain't got no school, right? So snow, ice. It's about, I would say like 13 degrees here in the gym, man. But you know, sometimes in life, I always call it the bitch voice, right? We always have that bitch voice, right? It's like, it's too cold. It's too early. I can't. You know, that little bitch voice we all have in our head, right? So, you know, I was hearing the bitch voice this morning, like, Tuck, it's cold, it's icy out, it's gonna be freezing the gym, man. Just sleep in today. Just rest and relax a little bit. It's cool. I had to turn that bitch voice off and get to work. You know what I'm saying? Turn that bitch voice off and get to work. What's up, Tito, man? Tito, good morning. DP says, fire the coach. We're going to talk about it. We are going to talk about it. Hold up. Let me get this right. Get my tripod right. Ooh, this thing kicking off. All right. Get the tripod right. Yeah, so hopefully everyone's off to a good start, man. Let's go ahead and go be great today. Go be great this week. I'm excited for this week. Friday is my birthday. I was going to go to Vegas, but I'm not going to Vegas because PBC is flying me out to Vegas for the end of the month to cover the Benavidez fight. So I didn't want to go to Vegas twice in 1 month, right? And it's right before I head out to New Orleans for the Super Bowl. So it gets a little too much. So I'm going to chill here with the wife and the family and just relax, man. So it's going to do this week, but got a lot of work to do this week as the Cowboys season has ended. So we all know what transpired yesterday. Dallas Cowboys lost in a thrilling loss, right? I call it thrilling. I was excited, right? It was kind of fun. I say yesterday was fun to watch versus the Washington Commanders. And I'll say this, man, like I said in my video yesterday, I'm proud of how this team competed, right? There was no quit in these players, right? It really wasn't a lot of quit, right? Wasn't a lot of blame, wasn't a lot of finger pointing. Everyone showed up. I mean, the thing that hurts for us as Cowboys fans was it was a little too late. You know what I'm saying? It was a little too late. You know what I'm saying? We'd like to see some of that energy, that effort, that continuity earlier in the season, but we didn't see it for whatever reason, right? But I will say this team fought to the end. They finished strong. They battled. They competed right there. So kudos to the teams. Kudos to the players, right? Hot topic button, man. See, what's up, J Tuck here in Frederick? And we had 5 inches of snow last night. Got more in rain coming today. 23 degrees out. Hey, David, man, stay safe, man. I don't like cold, man. I don't like cold. I don't like snow. You know, I would like to live somewhere, but then it's like, I say that, and then things always adjust, right? I was like, I like to live somewhere like in Florida, right? But in Florida has hurricanes, you know what I'm saying? So, I like to live somewhere, you know, like Dallas or something like that. You know, they got their heat waves, and sometimes they get cold, you know what I'm saying? So it's certain different things, right? You got to give or take, right? But yeah, it's cold out, man, snow everywhere. I hate it. What's up, my guy from the UK, man? What's going on from the UK, man? Appreciate my brothers from the UK across the pond. So getting back to Mike McCarthy. Like I said, y'all. it's hard to judge where to go. It's hard to judge where to go with Mike McCarthy based off of this season. I mean, there's so many, it's like cliffhangers, right? For all my anime people who used to watch Dragon Ball Z, it's like, stay tuned to the next episode. You know, like, it's like when it comes to Mike McCarthy, it was like, started off bad, got worse, but then he fixed it at the end. But was it good enough to be fixed at the end to save his life? You know what I'm saying? To spare him the return to Dallas. And honestly, I don't know, right? In order for me to fully make a decision on this coaching staff, just being fully transparent because we're going to do a lot of content on it, I have to know where are my options. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what my options are, and I think that's the scary part, right? You know, Jerry and Steven know who they want or who they might be after. Us as media, content creators, whatever, or fans, we don't know what the options are. You see what I'm saying? So, what's up, my dog CFT in the building? What's going on? Good morning, bro. I just said, so it's hard for me to take a decision just based off of emotion. Should Mike McCarthy return or not, right? Because I don't know what the other options are, right? So if you lay me out 8 options, I can either be like, hell no, or hell yeah. You see what I'm saying? So that's the difficult part for me. But I will say this. If you want me to just take a step back, PBC, what's going on with you, bro? Good morning. If you want me to take a step back, and if I was a GM and you tell me, okay, Tuck, we're not getting Ben Johnson, right, who looked phenomenal last night. We're not doing Brian Flores. I want you guys to go find me a head coach, or should Mike McCarthy return? I would advise the Dallas Cowboys to keep Mike McCarthy. I would advise him to keep Mike McCarthy, right? Because outside of Flores, whose defense kind of got shook last night, and Ben Johnson, the options really aren't there. I think Vrabel's gone off the map. He has so many different options. I think Vrabel's gone, right? And I don't know. So it's like, I feel like it's not the situation a few years ago, which me personally, it was hard to do it because that's why my dog landlord calls him Teflon Don, because of Mike McCarthy, right? He just doesn't die. You know what I'm saying? Like he takes shots, but he just doesn't die. And what do I mean by, I don't want to say die, right? I don't want to say die. It's kind of a harsh word. He just doesn't fade, right? Because I was saying, during the whole Sean Payton thing, if Sean Payton is who Jerry wanted, and I wouldn't have minded Sean Payton. I would have perfectly loved Sean Payton, even though him and Mike McCarthy are kind of even. Look at their overall record, right? I would have just cut Mike McCarthy and got Sean Payton. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you have to just go get what you want and who you want and rip the Band-Aid off, right? You know what I'm saying? So if that's who you wanted, say, hey, man, I know we are 2 years in this contract with Mike McCarthy, but Sean Payton's available, and that's who I think can lead us to a Super Bowl. I mean, there's no, like, salary cap when it comes to coaches. You can cut Mike McCarthy, pay him his money, and go get Sean Payton. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like that's where the Cowboys really messed up, is when there was a coach that you really, 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 really wanted, and we know Jerry really, really, really wanted Sean Payton. You should have just did it. But you drug it out. Sean Payton goes to Denver and has this young team playing phenomenal. Salute to Bo Nix, man. Bo Nix is balling. And now everything's plucked over. It's like going to the grocery store, you know? I went to the grocery store yesterday. No bread, no water, no cheese, no eggs, no milk. Like, everything's been taken over, right? I feel like when it comes to the Cowboys and getting coaching options, that's where we are. The bread aisle is clean, right? And you have this loaf of bread of Ben Johnson on the very top shelf, but it's going to cost you. So are you going to grab that bread, or you're going to go back home hungry? I don't know, right? So I feel like for me to jump on camera and be like, Mike McCarthy must go or Mike McCarthy must stay. I personally need to know what's my options, right? And I think we might do a video on that where we can X out the Ben Johnsons, X out the Vrabrils, X out the Floreses, and then let's see who's available. And then we can kind of gauge it from there. But then you're talking college. You're talking about the Cliff Kingsburys. You're talking about, some of those guys. And if you tell me if it's between Mike McCarthy and Cliff Kingsbury, I'm just going to go with Mike McCarthy. I would just keep Mike McCarthy and bring in a new offensive coordinator, a young offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? I would probably just do that. But I'm not doing the Kellen Moores. I'm not doing the Rex Ryans. I'm not doing the Ron Riveras. I'm not doing the Jason Wittens. I'm not doing none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, I need another options. Jay Tuck, did you ever get those DJ mixes that I did to you, sent to your Gmail? Yeah, I got those, bro. Fire, bro. Fire. I got those a while back. I think, talking about the ones from a while back, not the new one. There's no new ones, right? I got the ones from a while back, man. They're fire. Appreciate those. My favorite team is the Panthers. Yo, the Panthers aren't soft no more, man. The Panthers are in a soft little cuddly bye week. They're turning up, man. And I'm happy for Bryce Young. And this is what I want to say, kind of before I pivot. Perfect segue, right? I hate how today's society will just spit on these young quarterbacks early and not give them a chance to grow. They are playing NFL quarterback at the highest level. It's going to take chance for them to grow, right? And so you saw people want to kick dirt on Bryce Young's casket. He's a bust. He's this. He's that. He's trash. He's this. He's that. He's this. That. Got benched. And then he got benched and got right back to work. And the Panthers were scrapping through the entire season. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you can't be so quick to judge a lot of these prospects. Would you have considered Bill Belichick? Yeah, 1,000%. 1,000% I would consider Bill Belichick. Now, would it have worked in Dallas? I don't know. It would have been interesting to watch, right? But I would easily consider Bill Belichick, right? So for me, if you toss out the Bobby Johnsons, right, my wish list was, or sorry, not Bobby Johnson, Ben Johnson. That's South Central, OG Bobby Johnson. Ben Johnson, right? I would have had Mike Vrabel at the top of my list, Brian Flores, Bill Belichick, and probably those three, right? Probably those three would have been the top of my Cowboys head coach wish list, right? But I don't think the chances of getting any of those guys are available. So then it gets kind of spooky where you might just be like, all right, I'm going to sign Mike. Now, the question we have to ask, right? Does Mike even want to return? You know what I'm saying? Does Mike even want to return? And that's going to be the interesting thing because now you have New England open. You have Vegas open. Trying to think whether Chicago's open. There's a lot of places now that are just open. Was Cleveland open? Did they fire Stefanski? I'm not sure yet. But there's going to be like five places that's going to be open. New Orleans is open. So, yeah, there's going to be some opportunity where Mike might say, shit. You know what I'm saying? There might be some opportunity where Mike's like, man, all right, so let's say, for instance, Jerry Jones wants to offer Mike McCarthy, let's say, a $6 million extension, right, for 3 years, right? Well, let's say New Orleans comes and they offer Mike McCarthy 8 or 9, right? 3-year deal. And he has full control over player personnel and decision-making. Well, is Mike McCarthy's probably going to go to New Orleans. You see what I'm saying? So I feel like when it comes to Mike McCarthy, as bad as some people might think he is, I don't think he's a bad coach. I don't. I like Mike McCarthy. I mean, it's crazy that we got Mike McCarthy because when we fired Jason Garrett, I had mentioned Mike McCarthy as one of my number one hires out there, right? But it's going to be interesting to see, like, yo, Mike McCarthy is no slouch. Mike McCarthy was kind of coming off of desperation when people thought Aaron Rodgers made him go and all this stuff, and he was, getting massages, and he was a lazy coach, right? Now, that might be the case in some instances, but Mike McCarthy proved he's a pretty good damn NFL coach. I mean, hell, look what he just did with the Commanders with Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? He had Trey Lance out there humming and gunning. You see what I'm saying? You had Cooper Rush out there humming and gunning. You turned Rico Dowdle into a 1,000-yard rusher. You were 5-3, 5-4 down the stretch without your start. So people might sit back and say, shit, I thought the talent made Mike McCarthy, but maybe Mike McCarthy makes the talent. You see what I'm saying? Because we all know if Jason Garrett was our coach this year, we would have had the number one pick. We would have had the number one pick, which it seems like nobody wants, man. It seems like nobody wants the number one pick, and the Titans just slid up and got the number one pick, right? But coaches who can't coach, like Jason Garrett, our ship would have sunk a long time ago when we faced any adversity. You know what I'm saying? Would have said any adversity, right? So that's the thing, is like, I feel like Mike McCarthy has kind of proven his value at the NFL level. We'll see what unfolds, man. But if you're reading the tea leaves, my dog Rome said this, it feels kind of Last Dance-ish. You know what I'm saying? It feels kind of Last Dance-ish, like Mike McCarthy is saying his goodbyes and having long conversations with players. Like, it feels like he's gone. But I don't know. It doesn't feel like, oh, me and Jerry's already talked. We've already had these conversations. We're going to be good. Because I want you guys to remember this one last key caveat. Let me stop the treadmill real quick. Remember, Mike McCarthy pulled a Dak Prescott. And what do I mean by that? Mike McCarthy fired his old agency and got a new agency. Was that last year? I think it was last year, right? He fired his agency and got a brand new agency. So Mike ain't coming to play. You know what I'm saying? Mike ain't coming to play with negotiations. And y'all know how negotiations with the Cowboys and Joneses go, right? Mike is not coming to play. Mike is not going to take some little desperate deal and it's just the Cowboys and, it just is what it is. Mike coming to get his bag too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, they was going to extend him. Why not do it already? Yeah, they playing with their food. They are playing with their food, just like they do with the players, right? They drag out player negotiations. They're probably going to drag out Mike McCarthy's negotiations, and we'll kind of see from there what happens and what transpires. But for the most part, I don't think Mike's going out like that, bro. I think Mike 12-5, 12-5, 12-5, 7 wins without your starting quarterback. Could have been 8 wins, but technically in a regular season, that would have been 8-8. So you kept Jason Garrett for those kind of seasons. You see what I'm saying? Beat Tampa Bay, which is a good team. Damn near should have beat Cincinnati if we didn't fumble that away, right? So you showed you can coach. Now, my problem is, why does shit have to be bad to them go start coaching now? You know what I'm saying? Why does she have to hit the fan for Mike McCarthy to sit up in his chair a little bit, right? Sit up in your chair week 1. John Gruden. I mean, I like John Gruden, the YouTuber. That's my favorite John Gruden, man. I like Gruden Grinders. I watch that show. I watch that channel a lot. Subscribe to it and all. That's where I want John Gruden. I want John Gruden being a Gruden Grinder on YouTube. I want John Gruden to be a YouTuber just like me. Not a head coach. Not a head coach. I got the elephant in the room is they can't get a great coach because of Jerry Jones. That's facts, bro. That's facts. That's facts. Because who wants to come to Dallas, not be paid top dollar as a coach, and be micromanaged by Jerry Jones? Like, who would do that? Like, who would do that? Yeah, he about to grind the fan base. Facts, bro. Yeah, I want John Gruden on YouTube just like me. You know what I'm saying? Doing scouting reports, film breakdowns. That's cool, right? I love John Gruden. He's a football savant. I mean, John Gruden was the heir apparent to Mike McCarthy. Y'all forget, like John Gruden gave Mike McCarthy his opportunity at Pitt. See what I'm saying? So they came up under the same foundation. But I want Gruden on YouTube just like me. Dallas cooked until they sell the franchise. Well, that's never happened. You know what I'm saying? So we got to figure out a way to fly this plane in the air, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Got to figure out the way to fly this plane while we're in the air. You know what I'm saying? You ever watch like those action movies, and all of a sudden like the pilot gets shot, or the pilot, you know what I'm saying, he fades out or blacks out, and somebody's like, does anybody know how to fly a plane? And someone in the back raises their hand. That's what we're doing with the Dallas Cowboys right now. It's like, does anybody know how to fly a plane? And I'm raising my hand like, I don't know how to fly a plane, but I've done some flight simulators. So right now, Cowboys Nation, we're in the cockpit. We pressing buttons. It ain't going to be the smoothest landing, but shit, we got to figure out how to get back home and fly this thing to safety. That's what we're doing right now as a fan base, right? You know, we don't have a true pilot in the cockpit, so we have to put our best ideas together to figure out how to fly, man. We headed towards a mountain, you know what I'm saying? We over water, you know what I'm saying? One of the wings and blew out, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to ground patrol, like which button do I press? Press the red button, pull back on the lever, accelerate. I'm trying to do all that as we try to land this turbulent ass plane that we're all stuck on, that is the Dallas Cowboys organization. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that's going to be a tough decision. I think Mike Zimmer has warned. Mike Zimmer, bro. Mike Zimmer. You got to see Mike Zimmer. Mike Zimmer got him a young thing, got him a PYT. Salute to Mike Zimmer, man. Salute to Coach Zimmer. I didn't even know. I didn't even know, Coach Zim. You didn't even tell me like that. You didn't even tell me you was your bag, player. I feel you, Coach Zim. I see you, bro. Mike Zimmer got him a little young thing. Well, she's not young. I mean, maybe she's young compared to him. You know what I'm saying? But he got him a little baddie. I see you, Mike Zimmer. Kellen Moore's in play too, bro. I don't want to. Like I said, if I was petty, I would call Kellen Moore right now to do interviews right as he gears up for the Eagles Super Bowl run. I'm calling Kellen right now and getting him distracted. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, we want to go out to lunch with you. You know, we really think it's your opportunity to bring you back to Dallas. You know, I would be hella petty. I would be hella petty this week. I would be texting Kellen. I would be bringing up Kellen Moore's name on 105 through the fan interviews. I would just be tossing Kellen's name and singing praises to get that boy excited. You know what I'm saying? I'd be getting that boy excited, you know what I'm saying, to come to Dallas and be the head coach finally. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's Jerry, be petty this week, bro. Be petty. You know what I'm saying? You know, if Jerry starts talking about Kellen being a head coach, and he gonna go out there on Sunday and throw that ball 40 times, try to prove his worth. He gonna bring out all his trick plays. He gonna bring out everything, man. I'm gonna start tweeting about Kellen Moore should be the next head coach in Dallas, man. Let's make it a trending topic. Being in Dallas has its perks, though. You just gotta deal with Dallas. Okay, so let's talk about that. Cause I see that with players. What are the perks of being the head coach in Dallas? So I don't know. Let me know. So what would be the perks of being the head coach in Dallas, taking a pay cut, and letting Jerry Jones micromanage you? Besides just saying I'm the coach of the Cowboys, right, which you're going to be scrutinized to the highest degree, what would be the perk of being in Dallas? Bet the Jones boy extended Overshones knowing he can't stay healthy. TV time, okay, get more primetime shows, right? It's not the money. It's not the control. I guess you can toss in state taxes possibly, but you can do that in Florida and other states. So we can say state tax. It's not like Mike McCarthy has a bunch of endorsement deals, right? So it's not that. Could say, I don't know. I don't know. So besides just saying I'm the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, hooray, what are the perks that will force you to take a deal in Dallas for cheap and have everyone micromanage you? Mr. Tuck, I enjoy your content. I watch your content every day while in rehab. Man, I appreciate that, man. That's dope. I definitely appreciate that, and best luck with your rehab, man. Stephen A talks about you weekly, so you get first. But here's the crazy part about that, Rome. They don't talk about Mike McCarthy really. Mike McCarthy don't really move the needle like that for ratings. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so I don't know. Like, if I'm Ben Johnson, why would I take a pay cut lower than my value and come to Dallas where I'm going to be micromanaged and can't make the decisions that I want due to Jerry and Stephen Jones? Like, what's the attraction? I don't see what that attraction really is. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till the Eagles and Washington Commanders lose in the playoffs. You and me both, bro. Let's get it over with. Bang, bang, Lions gang or Packers gang, whoever. Let's get them up out of there. They're going to have to pay men. That's what I'm saying. So I'm saying, like, these coaches are smart, bro. These coaches have group chats. Like I was saying with Vrabel, bro. If I have the chance to come to Dallas, get paid below my value, and have Jerry Jones micromanage me, or I can go to Vegas with Tom Brady, who was my teammate, that's going to pay me my value and have full control, I'm going to Vegas. I just feel like I don't know what's the selling point of someone saying, man, I don't give a damn. I want to go play for Dallas. Now, it could be the talent that you get, a Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, a Micah Parsons, Trayvon. You could kind of sway the talent, but I don't think that's enough. There's talent across the league. You know what I'm saying? You can get talent across the league if you have full control and you can go get your kind of talent, right? So I don't know what's the selling point to get these coaches to come play in Dallas. You see what I'm saying? So for Mike McCarthy even, hey, bro, I prove what I can do. I want my money and I want my full control, right? So it could be that situation where that all unfolds. Now, if you put me on the spot, what is today? January, 5th, 6th, whatever? What is today, right? Let me see. Today is January 6th, right? You put me on the spot and say, Tuck, Mike McCarthy returns, yes or no? I would say yes. That would be my bet for today, man. Speaking of bets, man, hey, Marcus Mariota, I know we are supposed to hate the Commanders and this and that and Cowboys. Hey, Marcus Mariota, you held me down yesterday. You held me down yesterday, Marcus Mariota, because I was about to take almost an $800 L yesterday on that Commanders game. Marcus Mariota, you held me down, bro. You held me all the way down. Because, I was sweating a little bit because I had big money on that game. It came through. I'm sure Dan Campbell has Phil been on the country club, no whining culture, and joins his boy here. Yeah, right. So I'm sure, because think about this, bro. That's a great point, right? Dan Campbell has already filled Ben Johnson on where it's like the coach in Dallas. And like I said, do you know how geeked up and excited that the Lions was to beat the Cowboys? Like they were playing us like they stole something. And I think it's because Dan Campbell has built a they not like us mindset. He has put it in the Lions mindset that they're soft, they're weak, they're country club. We're not like them. We're tough, we're gritty, we're hard hitting. So they have become the ops mentally because the Lions, bro, they played us Like, we've been rivals for the last 30 years. And I'm like, bro, what do we do to y'all? You know what I'm saying? They have billboards and shit about losing us. They lost in the playoffs, right? But they have billboards about losing down. So he has built this mindset, this mentality that we are not them. We are Detroit. We are blue collar, hard nosed, gritty, tough, physical, ground game. We not like the Dallas Cowboys, right? So for Ben Johnson to kind of go out there and be like, I want to be a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see that being the case. Ben Johnson is going to want to build what has worked for him in Detroit. He's just going to want to build his own Detroit, right? That's what he's going to go do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to go out there and do that. You know what I'm saying? He might got to get a few players that got gambling problems and FanDuel. Like, he going to go build his own Detroit. Dallas will never let Ben Johnson build his own Detroit at all. At all, right? At all. So, I don't know. We'll see how it all unfolds. Mike McCarthy has said a lot to do with personnel. So he's had a lot to do with personnel. So the head coach does have a big say, I believe. Yeah, I mean, we can say one thing, but it's another, right? Case in point, it's all on camera. We can all go see the video. Mike McCarthy in the draft wanted Matthew Bergeron, the left tackle out of Syracuse that went to Atlanta. That is who the head coach wanted, right? That is who the head coach wanted. I repeat, that is who the head coach wanted. Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, did not want Mozzie Smith. He doesn't fit what Mozzie likes to do. He doesn't fit his measurables. He did not fit what Dan Quinn likes to do. Stephen Jones even said that out of his mouth, right? So you have the head coach saying Matthew Bergeron. Dan Quinn, the defensive coordinator, said, I'm not a fan of Mozzie. He doesn't fit my scheme, what I like to do. Well, who was the draft pick? Who was the draft pick? That's crazy when you think about it. Your offensive coach, your head coach saying, I want this. Your defensive coach is saying, well, what you trying to get, that don't really fit what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? So I'm really not a fan of it. And you went and just did it anyway. You know? Trey Lance, 4th round pick, traded for Trey Lance. He played well yesterday. There's going to be people want to hate. There's going to be people want to hate on Trey. It's cool. Real people who watch ball know the kid played well. He didn't play outstanding, blah, 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 right? He didn't blah, 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 blah. But he played good. He played damn good. He played a damn good game yesterday, right? Trey Lance, you burned a 4th round pick for Trey Lance, and you didn't even talk to your head coach, who was a quarterback coach, about is this the quarterback that he wants? So it's those things, right? It's those things that add up, right? Even going to the whole situation right now with Rico and Zeke, right? Rico and Zeke. Mike McCarthy wasn't a fan of the Zeke return, right? Jerry Jones was. Jerry Jones kind of forced this Zeke thing on Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy went along with it, but it wasn't really what he wants to do. So now there was this tug of war all season. Zeke gets screwed over. Our run game gets screwed over. You see what I'm saying? All these different things happen because your ownership is at odds pulling with your head coach. And the crazy part and the sad part about it, bro, is pulling and tugging with your head coach while he is in a contract year, bro. If you're going to say, all right, Tuck, I'm going to give you 1 year to prove yourself that you're worth having an extension and having this job, okay, then you need to get out the kitchen, bro, and let me do my thing. let me do my thing. You're giving me 1 year to prove myself, but let me do my thing, right? You brought in Mike McCarthy, who's an offensive-minded coach. Like I said, he came up under John Gruden, has coached Joe Montana, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers. The list goes on, right? Offensive-minded coach, offensive coordinator, New Orleans. This list goes on and on. Well, you bring them in, and you can say you can pick your entire coaching staff, But this Kellen Moore guy, he's staying. He is my guy. He is going to stay, right? So if you bring in an offensive-minded coach and an offensive play caller that doesn't have the same philosophy, the decisions aren't the same. You see what I'm saying? So it's those little things. What's up, my dog Lou? What's going on with you? North of the border, man. What's going on? You from Canada? Salute, 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 right? So it's one of those things, right? So it's one of those things where it's always these tug and pulls. And if some of you ever been in business or whatever, even just running a simple family, right? Think about we're a family, whether you're a husband and wife and husband watching this channel right now. Think about if I want something for the kids and I tell them, no, they can't have candy for dinner, right? I said, no, y'all not having no candy for dinner. Y'all need to eat y'all dinner first, right? But then your wife says, well, they can eat the candy. They're fine, right? They can eat their candy fine. They don't need to eat dinner. They say they're not hungry. Just let them eat the chocolate, right? If you're at odds, right, the kids are kind of just all over the place, right? If they want candy, they know they can go to mom, right? If they want money, they know they can go to dad. So they're just bouncing back and forth because the household is at odds. See what I'm saying? It needs to be in unison where mom says no candy for dinner, dad says no candy for dinner, and that's just what it is, right? That's what the Cowboys need to get to. You see what I'm saying? That's what the Cowboys need to get to. All right, I know I want Zeke back, right? But the head coach wants Rico for whatever reason. Cool, we're going with Rico. Hey, no. Hey, we appreciate you, Zeke, but he's spoken. I agree. We're going with Rico, right? But there's these tug of wars that always happens with Jerry Jones. It just doesn't with Mike McCarthy. Y'all remember Bill Parcells and T.O. Bill Parcells didn't want the player. Bill Parcells did not want T.O. on his team. Didn't even call that man by his name. Didn't even call him man by, he called him the player. I'm the head coach. I don't want this on my locker room. I don't want this on my team. Jerry Jones says it don't matter. Deal with it. So now we're at odds. If Bill Parcells is trying to punish our coach T.O., well, he can just run to mom. Well, mom said I can have candy. Mom said I can have candy. Y'all, I mean, a lot of us are parents, so we know. What's up, DMV? You know what I'm saying? Best announcer. Yeah, a lot of us are parents. We know that. And our kids know how to manipulate us. If I say no to my kids, I guarantee they're going to go to my wife and they're going to ask. They're going to double check. All kids double check, right? Dad said I can't go. And they're hoping that mom says I can, right? Even dogs do it. Even my dog does it, right? My dog, even yesterday, right? I told my dog to not get up on the couch, go get in her bed. Like, nah, don't get up on the couch right now. Go get in your bed, right? Told my dog, this is a dog, right? Don't get up on the couch, go in and get in bed, right? What does she do? She goes over to my wife, nudges her, and asks, can she get on the couch? And my wife says, you can come up. What do y'all think my dog did? What do y'all think my dog did? She hopped her ass right up on the couch because it's just those differences, right? So it's the same thing when it comes to this. What's going on? What's going on, Bugs? Man, what's going on, Dwayne? It's those same principles when it comes to your organization and your head coach being at odds. The players don't know who is the true leadership and who to follow. You know? That's the thing, right? That's the thing, right? So, like, case in point, I'll tell you guys, I mean, he's gone, right? With the Zeke showing up late stuff, right? You know, Jerry was condoning it. Mike was saying it's a no-go, right? So, who was Zeke listening to? Jerry. Jerry was excusing it, right? Because there was a lot going on behind the scenes where Zeke was asking to be released. Right? Mike McCarthy didn't want Zeke, but Jerry wanted to keep him. So it was this whole tug of war, right? Tug of war of dad don't want me, but mom does. And so I'm loyal to mom and all these different things. Well, the kids started acting up in school. You see what I'm saying? Because there was no structure. You know, there was no structure about how to handle these players. And this is the problem when it comes to Dallas, right? There needs to be one unified voice. Whether that's the coach, I agree it should be the coach, but we need one unified voice. We all can't have multiple voices because we're going to find what voice suits our needs. See what I'm saying? Listen, brother, there's no other coach that has led the Cowboys to multiple victories and championships. No other coach, Jerry Jones, being coach since 1994, right? But when the Cowboys was successful, right, back in the day, back in the good old days, and there was one unified voice. It was Jimmy. It was Jimmy, right? It was Tom Landry. It was Tom Landry and Jimmy Johnson. They was the voice, right? And it worked. You pay football people to do football things, you know what I'm saying? And that's how it works, right? But as soon as Jerry wanted to start coming downstairs and play Madden franchise, that's when shit hit the fan, and we haven't been solid since. We saw yesterday that Mike just wanted to be right about Rico. Lukey and Deuce were balling yesterday, but nope, kept handing to Rico. Right. It's these childish, petty wars that goes on in between. Like you could have let Deuce get them end zone carries. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just all over the place. When Dallas was successful, there was no salary cap. Have you ever won shit with the salary cap? No, they haven't, bro. They haven't. But not even with the salary cap, bro. Have you even won shit with doing things your way? It's not even about winning the Super Bowl your way, right? Like I've always said, the cold splash of water when it comes to Jerry and Stephen Jones, you haven't even been close, bro. You haven't even been close. But you still feel like your way is the adequate way. But why do they feel like their way is the adequate way? It can't be by success on the field. Oh, no. Nah. It can't be by that. That can't be what they're measuring their success by. It's because they are measuring their success by season ticket renewals and ratings and Netflix shows and primetime games. That's what they're measuring their success by. So in their mind, they feel like they can't be stopped. Now, I will say, as a Cowboys fan, when it comes to ratings, being talked about, brand, international exposure, fandom, ticket sales, all of the above, merch, jersey sales, media attention. Oh, we run that shit, bro. We run that shit like no other. You know what I'm saying? And we've been running it, right? I've always said we keep the lights on. We run it. There'll be nobody, not the Yankees can match it, right? The Lakers can't match it. When it comes to the Dallas Cowboys, we run that shit. But when it comes to on the field play, on the field success, being a championship contender team, being a team that the NFL fears, right? We are the New York Jets with leather seats. You know what I'm saying? That's what we are. We're the New York Jets with leather seats. $1 billion playpen, New York Jets. That's who we are, right? That's who we are. When it comes to football, no one gives a damn about playing the Cowboys. No one is on their heels about playing the Cowboys. They're not. No one is scared for their lives to come into AT&T Stadium and play against the Cowboys. It's a vacation for a lot of people. This is nice. I'm gonna get my mama and daddy in them tickets coming to this game. It's not. When you look at things on the field, football, not the lights, not the glitz and the glamour, the Dallas Cowboys are the New York Jets in $1 billion playpen. We don't win shit. No one fears us, right? Complacency, Right? It's nothing. No innovation when it comes to our scheme, our player. It's none of that. There's nothing football for you to really be like, okay, we do that shit. There's nothing football related, right? There's nothing football related. Now, I would tell you, for someone who's traveled to multiple stadiums throughout the nation, our stadium is one of the best, right? Stadium is the best, luxury. I can sit in my seat. I don't have to even go to a concession stand. I can press a button on my phone and someone will hand deliver me a Cowboy Rita as I sit in my seat. Leather seat too. It's leather. It's good, comfortable. I have leg room, right? I went to Miami Dolphins Stadium, Hard Rock. No leg room, man. My knees was like pressed up against the back. I have all the leg room I need at AT&T Stadium. Leather seats. My back is comfortable. I have my own private bathroom downstairs, so I ain't got to fuss and fight. Got bartenders downstairs. My own individual food court that people can't get into in the club area. Like, it is luxury. And they even remodeled the club area. It's luxury. Prime rib, sushi. I mean, steaks. They have a double cheeseburger that's a stack with cheese. Like, they have all of that. So when it comes to that, the Cowboys can't be touched, bro. We cannot be touched at all. But on the field, we mid. We are mid on the field. You know what I'm saying? We ain't mid. We mid on the field. Let's see here. Just one big episode of Succession. Hey, facts, Lou. Facts, Lou. Please, there's no unified voice, no other I told you than Coach Jerry Jones. He hired the hell out of Jimmy since he wanted to be coach enough and led the boys to back-to-back victories. Jerry didn't do that shit, so who lying to y'all? This Hollywood circus is getting old. Seem like we are in some type of a hole. Jerry makes a deal with the man upstairs and can't take it back. I don't know, bro. It's ego. All right, it's a good book called Ego is the Enemy. Read that book. Ego is the enemy, right? And I feel like ego's in the way. Ego's really in the way. Jay Tuck, do you think Will McClay will leave as his contract is up to? No, I don't think Will McClay leaves. I don't think Will McClay leaves because they can spin Will McClay as a GM. He is a GM, but he's just not going to have the title. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to have the title, so they can spin it. They'll pay him. They know the importance of keeping Will McClay. Plus, Will McClay acts accordingly to how they want. They don't want a new guy coming in that is like, nah, bro, I'm not doing this. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I think Will McClay will 1,000% return. See here. Yeah, I think Will McClay does deserve to be a real GM, real title, real control. But I think I don't want to say he's in their pocket, but he's in their pocket. You see what I'm saying? So they like what's worked. I think Will McClay will return. Yeah, it ain't football related. If Jerry picking and choosing players, remember he's our championship since '99's ass Jimmy. Exactly. Yeah, bro. Hey, listen, I'm getting more usage out of this Kelvin Joseph hoodie than the Cowboys got out the player. You know what I'm saying? I get, like I said, I don't know what the hell he got this imported from, India, China, whatever, but like it has like this two layers of cotton, and this shit's almost like a sauna suit, man. It's just warm as hell. So I'm getting more use out of Boss Man Fat than the Cowboys got. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting more use out of him than the Cowboys are, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need to find out where he got these hoodies from. Cause like I'm telling y'all, these things are like warm. Like I'm sweating. It's like 12 degrees outside. It's 12 degrees in here right now, and I'm sweating because this hoodie is so damn hot. Will ain't leaving a comfy job with no blame. Really just yes man to bolster the Joneses' egos. Yeah, I mean you get to be a GM without GM responsibility. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm Will McClay, I keep it. You know what I'm saying? Because let's say for instance you Will McClay and you went to I don't know, Vegas, right? Them Mozzie picks, even though Mozzie played better this year, so I don't want to say Mozzie. Them Kelvin Joseph picks, them Nashawn Wrights and the Harpers and all those people you cut, the Jabril Cox and Damone Clarks and all those picks, it might get you packed up. You know what I'm saying? It might get you packed up. So, this is one of those things where it's like, I think Will McClay stays. No matter what happens with Mike McCarthy or Mike Zimmer, I think Will McClay 1,000% stays. I feel like a lyrical miracle, spiritual individual, criminal, subliminal in a swimming pool. All you rapping your ass off. Whatever happened to Dalvin Cook? He was on our practice squad collecting free money. Dalvin Cook got to stay on our practice squad all year, collect free money. So for all the people who were like, Zeke lover, you're a Zeke lover. You Zeke lover. Zeke lover, Zeke lover. You forever loving Zeke lover. Bro, I was like, yo, once we got Dalvin Cook, I was like, you can cut Zeke and play Dalvin Cook. They didn't do that either. I got one glimpse of Dalvin Cook in a Cowboys uniform. Why? I don't know. Why Dalvin Cook chose to come be on the practice squad in Dallas and sit behind Deuce, I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe there's something in Dallas that Dalvin Cook likes, but I don't know. I don't know what happened to Dalvin Cook. I don't know. I honestly don't know. You could have had Dalvin Cook, Rico, and Hunter Luepke, and would have been good. That's what I'm saying about the running back room. It was handled poorly throughout this entire year. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get it. I don't understand it. So, me personally, how about we just draft a dominant running back, but that way we don't have these decisions, right? That way, if you go draft the Ashton Genty, you don't have to bring in a Dalvin Cook. You don't have to bring in a Royce Freeman. You don't have to bring back an Ezekiel Elliott or wonder what to do with Deuce or keep Malik Davis. You don't have to do these things when you have Genty. You have Genty. If you bring Rico back for the low, bring Rico back for the low, right? Or go get another running back and we're good. Says, where them colorful charts for Gibbs and Bijan yesterday? Clowns, bro. Listen, dog, like, I'm not doing it this year. I promised myself. I promised my community. I'm not arguing back and forth in 2025 with people who don't do no work, right? And it's not a knock to them because maybe some people don't know how to do their own work, right? But there is no chart you can show me. There's no value graph you can show me. There is no PFF data you can show me that shows me Jahmyr Gibbs was not worth the first round pick. There's nothing you can show me, right? There's zero. There's zilch. You can't show them. You can type it up. You can come up with the analytical, lyrical, miracle, biblical, lyrical stats, right? Warning, the success rate of running backs in the first round. There is nothing you can definitively show me that can convince me what you saw last night from Jahmyr Gibbs wasn't a first round pick. And here's what I really want to show you, Cowboys fans. If I was to put Jahmyr Gibbs film, and I hate to do it to him, because I really I've never met the man, but I'm sure he's cool as hell. Jahmyr Gibbs film, stack it right next to Rico. Stack it. Film, Gibbs, Rico, film, stack it side by side. You would say there is a night and day difference between the players. And that's what the lyrical, miracle, biblical, graphical charts cannot show you. The film will clearly show you there's a night and day difference between the players. It's not even remotely close. It's not even, bro, like the way that Gibbs sees and reacts, and I know I've been teaching on this before he hits the hole, is different. The plant, the decision-making, the decisiveness is different. And then once he hits the gap in his open field, it is good night. It's not even close, right? But I can pull up a stat and say, well, look at the averages and look at the EPA, what Rico did when he got 16 carries. Oh, but if DMV would divide that by the last 13 weeks of what Rico did, compare that to Jahmyr Gibbs, we can sit here and make up all sorts of shit to try to fit the narrative. But when you sit down and you watch the film, that is what a first round running back looks like compared to having an undrafted guy. Night and day difference. Night and day difference. Night and day difference, right? He had Jahmyr Gibbs had more rushing touchdowns last night than Rico had all season. That's crazy. He had more touchdowns last night than Rico had all season. You know? So why is blood walking in place? I just hate dumb people, bro. Like I know I say that almost every video, bro, but I'm really sick of like dumb people that don't know what the hell a treadmill is. You see what I'm saying? Like, why is he walking in the same place? Where you want me to go outside? You want me to go in the mountains? Like, goddamn, bro. Hey, get his dumb ass out of here, bro. I don't mind Eagles fans, bro, but y'all just can't be dumb, bro. I just don't have the energy for dumb people. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't. Just nah. I just don't. Not this early in the morning. Not this early in the morning. You know what I'm saying? Not this early in the morning. I can do dumb people. But not this early. Give me to like noon. I can do some few idiots here. Like, I can't do dumb people in the morning. I know Deuce was better than Rico yesterday, and not one person would say, why didn't we give Deuce the ball more instead of wasting carries with Rico? You see what I'm saying? I don't know, bro. And here's what, because I've heard a lot of people was like, oh, well, you were a fan of Deuce. And I'm still a fan of Deuce, right? I feel like you have to strategically use Deuce the way you used to use early Pollard. Like, and you remember, y'all, here's what I hate about the Cowboys, right? Draft content, fire. Appreciate you, bro. Here's what I hate about the Cowboys. Let's go back. Let's go back to Oxnard, right? Do y'all remember what they were doing with Deuce? Let's see if y'all remember. See if I can jog back in your memory. Right? Let's see. Y'all remember what they were doing with Deuce at camp? What I do with the GM, bro? I'll tell you guys in a minute. But y'all remember all Oxnard, all camp, right? Deuce was training with the wide receivers. He was working out with the wide receivers. That Mike McCarthy had this idea to use Deuce more in the passing game as a wide receiver, right? More in the screen game, more on his routes, more on the underneath, more mesh concepts, more just getting Deuce the ball out in space. What happened to it? What? Did we even see one game of that? We haven't seen it. Man. Yeah, we didn't see one game. We didn't even see one game. I think we may have gotten a preseason game out of it. I think, because did he have the big preseason game? Was that this year? I want to say, I can't remember, right? But we didn't see none of that, bro. So it's like, you know what it takes to unlock Deuce. I can't be the only person who scouted this kid at Kansas State and know he's more of a hybrid running back that you need to involve in the pass game. He can run between the tackles. That's not his good point. But he can run on the outside. So you got to zone scheme him. You have to give him quick passes. But you're running him in gap schemes, in the A gap and B gap. Deuce is like 5'4". So, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not big enough to run. Like, he can do it a little bit, but that's not how you unlock Deuce. The way that you unlock Deuce was kind of the same way as you were using Turpin. Right? But see, my thing is, why did it take till week 17 for you to realize that? See what I'm saying? Why did it take till week 17 for you to realize, oh, okay, right. Imagine what a simple swing pass would do with Deuce versus Rico or Zeke. You know what I'm saying? A simple swing, backfield swing, quick throw, out into the flat, let Deuce get out in space. That's how you unlock Deuce. So what happened to it? All these things we hear about, what happened to it? What happened to it? Did y'all see the play where Trey Lance did the read option? It got ate up, right? And he pulled it and still got the first down. We could have been doing that shit all year long. We could have been doing that shit all year long, especially when Dak went down. You could have gave him that. Obviously, he can throw the ball. Obviously, he can do bootlegs and throw the ball in the flat. Obviously, he gives you a new dynamic to your offense with the zone read that everybody's running, right? The Commanders ran it with Jaden Daniels. They even came in the game when Marcus Mariota ran a zone read, Penix zone read, Lamar Jackson zone read. You know, you're seeing all these quarterbacks zone read, Bo Nix zone read, right? Why not have a quarterback? We can run a few zone reads with Jalen Hurts zone reads. You see what I'm saying? You have all these people that can utilize a zone read, and we have one. You know what I'm saying? And it keeps you on your toes, right? Y'all know, like when case in point, right? Y'all remember when we play the Eagles, right? How that zone read makes Micah pause and freeze and hesitant and all. So imagine if we just had that package, that wrinkle in our offense. You could have been doing that with Trey Lance all along. Hell, I do it in Madden every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't like Madden, but I do it all the time. People will tell you, hey, Tug's bringing in Trey Lance. You know what I'm saying? Tug's bringing in Trey Lance, right? Watch the zone read. Watch the option. Watch the boot, right? Now, I'm good enough to sit back in the pocket and still hit you over the top, right? But it's like you add that new wrinkle, that innovation. I don't know why Mike McCarthy didn't do it all year long, especially with the team for 2 years straight that has struggled in the red zone. So those are things when it comes to Mike McCarthy that really gets under my skin, is that we always got to wait till it's too late. Wait till it's too late, and then we want to be creative, and then we want to lean on the run game a little bit more, and then we want to, right? Like, nah, bro, you could have been utilizing that and also utilizing Deuce. Dez called it period facts. All about this fuss to Zeke, only to need him in the red zone yesterday. You know what's crazy, right? The Cowboys have struggled in red zone scoring the last 2 years, right? And DMV, you remember I posted that video about Zeke with all those 12 touchdowns? I'm sure 12 touchdowns in the red zone would drastically help our red zone scoring. Let me know in the chat, do y'all think that 12 touchdowns this year would have helped us? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not saying we've been Super Bowl champs, but if you toss in another 12 touchdowns in the red zone, things would look slightly different. Running back class is stacked. Yes, we are doing running back week on this channel. Next 2 weeks on this channel. Today, I got a real treat. This is what I've been waiting on, but I want to do it because I know the hype is going to start, and everybody's going to be like, oh, that's my guy, and that's my pick. No, that's not your guy. That is Tuck's guy. Because Tuck's been telling you about this player for the last 3 years. Because I got to see him up close and personal every Saturday when I cover the Kansas Jayhawks, and that is Mr. Real Deal Devin Neal. Oh, we're going to Devin Neal. We dive into Devin Neal film. We're getting into Devin Neal field today. ASAP, right? We getting ASAP, right? We are getting to Devin Neal straight like that today. Devin Real Deal Neal, the Mass Street Monster. Love this kid, man. I've talked to him numerous times, met him behind the scenes, but yo, he's a god dang dog, y'all. I mean, honestly, I still don't know, and maybe I'll try to get him on the show, but I mean, he's gonna be in the Senior Bowl. I saw him just announced, but I honestly would have took him last year. Now, this year, the running back class is so stacked. There could be a situation where a caliber of talent like that is pushed back. You know, I could probably see him around round 4-ish, right? Because I have the running backs, and me and DMV, after we get done, we're going to do like a whole running back draft show for y'all. That's how we want to do it, right? We want to do it like where I'm stacking y'all up, player by player, position-wise, right? Running back for like 2 weeks, then bam, when we wrap that up, we're going to dive deep into the running backs, right? But I kind of have the running back in the tiering system right? So I have like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, right? So I feel like some scouts have Devin Neal tier 3. I have him tier 2. And I have him up high in my tier 2. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like Caleb Johnson, Amari Hampton, Genty, that's like tier 1. Like those guys, they're up there, right? This is tier 3, right? There's 3 tiers, right? Now, that tier 2, that's the Judkins. You know what I'm saying? That's Henderson. That's Devin Neal. That's some of those guys, right? There's some guys out there. RJ Harvey, who I did the other day, check that out. I would say RJ Harvey's probably my tier 3 as of right now, tier 2. You see what I'm saying? But there's some guys out there, man. This running back class, I would probably say there are 11 running backs in this class that I would be satisfied that the Cowboys walked away with. You know what I'm saying? I would be satisfied if the Cowboys walked away with like 11 of them, right? But you could see a situation where there are going to be good guys pushed back, but I don't want good guys. I want great guys, right? I feel like great guys, right? Genty's great. Amari Hampton. I honestly, I don't know. Maybe we'll save this for those dog days of March. But as of right now, y'all, I like Hampton more than I like Genty, right? Me personally, right? And it's not because for the Cowboys' sake, right? I'll say that for the Cowboys' sake. Because I don't feel like it takes a lot to unlock Hampton. I don't think the Cowboys can commit to truly unlock Genty. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I like Hampton for the Cowboys, right? Because I feel like Hampton is a guy that can give you 14, 15, right? And still get you the $130, right? A $125, right? I feel like to really get Genty going, you need him like 20, 25. You know what I'm saying? Like you need that Zeke type of volume, right? To fully unlock him. Like I feel like he can still be dominant, but in order to really unlock Ashton Genty, you need to give him around 20, 25. And I don't know if Mike McCarthy, if his ass returns, can give a running back 20, 25 carries. You see what I'm saying? Like some people had Manga. Yeah, so out of Rutgers, here's another kid I mentioned the other day, man. He runs like one, he's explosive, and he kind of has that Pacheco style. Like his arms be swinging, he be like, you know what I'm saying? But we'll definitely talk about Kyle here soon. Jensen Berry, Hampton Emmett. I can see that. I'm bad at comps. I personally, when I do my draft stuff, I don't do comps because I feel like sometimes when you see a comp, you can lean in for a player because you're forcing yourself to see that in that player. See what I'm saying? So I personally don't do comps. So people are like, oh, who does it remind you of? Like, I've never really done comps because I don't like to lean in. You see what I'm saying? Because it'll throw you off. If I feel like, oh, Ryan Flournoy reminds me a lot of Dez Bryant, that I'm watching his film trying to see Dez, and I'm forcing Dez. Like I don't do, you know what I'm saying? Like I really don't do comps unless it's like based off of measurables. I can say like, oh, he has Dez Bryant type size, right? But I don't like to do comps like that because you'll start to lean in. I don't like him at all the way he plays. Who is that, Bugs? Hey, Bugs, we're not gonna let you crash out with these Twitter guys and these Twitter dummies who be like, oh, Ashton Genty is not. I'm not gonna let you. For y'all who are watching my show and y'all subscribe to my channel and y'all follow my content, I'm not gonna give up on you. I'm not gonna let you guys crash out and be dummies and say that, oh, I don't like Genty in the way he plays because you may have saw that on Twitter. I'm gonna save you all. I will save you all. I can't have you on my squad looking goofy because that's a reflection on me. I'm not gonna let y'all go out like that. So, what do you think about Ollie Gordon and the kid from Rutgers? So that was my guy we were just talking about. Ollie Gordon, he is a completely different study, to be honest with you guys. So I'm breaking down film. I went through film on Ollie Gordon. Like I said, for me personally, when I'm scouting Ollie Gordon, I have to kind of backtrack because I have to compare and contrast who he was last year versus who he was this year, right? And really find out what happened. You know what I'm saying? What happened? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where I got to find out Ollie Gordon. So Ollie Gordon's going to take a lot more studying than the other running backs. Like the other running backs, I need like 4 or 5 games. Really kind of gets him to digest. And I can kind of go back in draft season, right? But Ollie Gordon is like, last year he was Genty, right? Last year he was Genty. Everyone loved him. You know, high producing, high volume running back. Took college football by storm. This year wasn't that. Of course, he had the off-field situation. So it's like, who is he really? Like, who is he really? And sometimes kind of get you guys into the scouting process. Sometimes when you get to the scouting process, it's like, when you have those questions, that just means there's more work to do. You know what I'm saying? That means there's a lot more work to do, which is fun, right? If you're doing scouting the right way, right? Because if you watch Ollie Gordon, you might sit here and say, 6th-round pick, 7th-round pick, depending on if you're watching this year's film, right? I'm out. Had DUIs, had some issues at Oklahoma State. I'm out on him. 7th-round pick, 6th-round pick, undrafted, whatever, right? But if you go back and watch last year's film, like Ollie Gordon in last year's class would have probably been the first running back off the board, right? So is that who you really are and you had some issues? Or is this who you really are this season and last year was just a blip on the radar, right? So those are the things that when you're scouting, you really have to take in consideration, right? Sometimes you might just look at a player's stats or production and be like, yo, in 2023, they went crazy, but 2024, it wasn't the same. So I'm out on that player, right? But then you might do some research and be like, oh, shit, well, he had a PCL sprain that he played through, and that was the difference. Or, like, case in point, right? Devin Neal, right, situation. Even though he had a good year this year, last year was a lot better than this season, right, with Devin Neal, right? Now, what really happened this year? Well, they got a brand new offensive coordinator and Coach Grimes, right? Because their offensive coordinator went to Penn State, right? So they got a new offensive coordinator and Coach Grimes here at Kansas. Well, for the first like 5 to 6 weeks, we were like, why don't you just use Devin Neal, bro? Like, why don't you just give Devin Neal the ball, bro? Like, you're sitting here losing all these big games. Why don't you just feed Devin Neal the ball? I'm tweeting it from the press box. Like, what the hell's going on? You know, I'm asking other reporters, like, yo, what's going on? Like, why? You know what I'm saying? And last year, Devin Neal split carries with Daniel Highshaw, who's another big bruising running back, right? So it's like, why isn't Coach Grimes giving Devin Neal the ball, right? So it kind of lingered throughout the course of the season earlier on. So like the first like 5 games, right? Well, then you guys all saw it on Colorado. Coach Grimes just finally said, you know what? We're going to give Devin Neal the ball, and we're going to kind of get the hell up out of here on senior day. Well, then you see it, right? So it's like those little things can lead into a player performance. And that's why you always shouldn't just go off of stats, right? Right, you shouldn't just go off of stats. There's more to the story. And anytime you're scouting a player, doing draft research, if there's something that makes you think, just pause, and that means there's more work to do. You see what I'm saying? So if I'm like, all right, I like Ollie Gordon last year, wasn't a fan this year, I can just put a 6th-round grade on him and be done and wrap it up in the bow and give it to y'all. It's like, all right, bro, let me find out what the hell happened. You know what I'm saying? What the hell really happened? Was it a coaching thing? Was it something with the offensive line? Like quarterback play? Like what was it really, right? So those are some of the things that kind of goes in the scouting process, but we'll teach y'all all that. We'll teach you all that as we're going through our nightcaps, man. It's going to be some nights where it's just like, you got to turn your notification bell because it might be a Saturday night where it's just like, Tuck is live at 1 a.m. Hey, what the fuck is Tuck doing live at 1 a.m.? Oh, we in the lab, bro. We in the lab live. You know what I'm saying? I'm watching this, I'm watching that, right? So it's like, that's where the fun really starts the draft season. And we're going to get to it, man, but don't rush the process. Genty is a problem. There's no back in this draft. The type tape that he has, center of gravity is just crazy. Yeah, he has everything that you need in a running back, right? Like I said, my one question mark about Dallas drafting Genty, right? Like if you were like Cleveland or somebody, yeah, or San Francisco, yeah, shit, get him. You know what I'm saying? But for me, it's like to truly unlock Genty's gift, you can't have Genty as a 12-touch running back or a 13-touch running back. Like, nah. You know what I'm saying? You need to really feed him. You really need to feed him. We won't feed him enough to get him going. Okay, so that is a question mark, right? That is a question mark for me. That is a concern, right? Bugs, when it comes to Genty for me, right? It's like, all right, bro. Like, so what I need to focus on when we're focusing on, it's like, okay, where are some of the games where we can kind of see if he had 13 touches, 14 touches, right? Because I don't think Mike McCarthy could give a running back 30 touches if his life depended on it. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, what can we do with Genty if we cut and diminish his carries in half, right? Also, if the Cowboys were to sign Rico back, like I don't want Genty split no carries. You know what I'm saying? He shouldn't be splitting no carries with no damn body. You know what I'm saying? So there's going to be a lot of things that lead up to the draft that would tell us. But let's say we bring Rico back, right? Then I'll probably be out on Genty. Now, me personally, just me, as of right now, as where we currently stand on January 6th, I feel like wide receiver is the biggest need in the draft for the Dallas Cowboys. Like a real one. Like a real, and no, not, salute to my dog, Jalen Tober. Y'all saw Jalen Tober yesterday? Y'all saw Jalen Tober yesterday, man. Jalen Tober had his best season. He turned up, right? Jalen Tober turned up, right? But I want a real one. I want a real wide receiver opposite of CeeDee Lamb. And I know the Ferg season accounts might be mad at this, but I think I want me a tight end too. I think I do. I think I want me a tight end too, right? So it's like, I feel like wide receiver is the biggest pressing need. It's a shorter talent pool. I would grab wide receiver and get the hell up out of there. So if you say, let's say for instance, we end up with, I don't think Ted's going to be there. T-Mac's not going to be there, right? So if it's Luther Burton or a Megba out of Ohio State, right? Either or. You turn around and got those two, and let's say you spun around, went D tackle in the second, but then you got Devin Neal in the third. Hey, we up out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? We up out of here, bro. We good. We good. You know what I'm saying? If you went and got a Burton or a Ibuka in the first at 11, got a little defensive tackle, a little edge rusher in the second, turn around, got Devin Neal or Judkins or, Sampson, like one of those guys in the third, we good. Let's get up out of here, bro. Let's wrap all this shit up. Draft show done. Let's wrap it up. You see what I'm saying? We're done. Yeah, we're going to do wide receiver next. So we got running back, wide receiver I have lined up. Corner, right? Corner is going to be our third one. Then linebacker, offensive line. But y'all can go watch my dog Lou. He going to break down all the offensive line stuff. I personally don't like breaking down offensive line film because it's boring, right? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like offensive line film for me is like eating your vegetables. You know what I'm saying? I'm like those kids. I want my candy first, right? So for me, offensive line film is boring. Plus, I don't want to do offensive line in the first round again. But there's going to be a conversation piece where it might make sense, right? And I was talking about this yesterday, with Tyler Guyton kind of being the doghouse. It's going to be interesting to see what the Cowboys, decide. But all of this is going to be based off of whether Mike McCarthy returns or not. Like, unselfishly, as a media guy and a draft analyst, I want Mike McCarthy to return because I know the flavors of ice cream that Mike McCarthy likes. You see what I'm saying? So for me personally, I like for him to return because he got a brand new coach. They might want brand new shit going on. This is my dog JC, Cowboys Network in the building. What's going on with you, bro? I know what Mike McCarthy likes. Like even last year when we went from Dan Quinn to Zimmer, like I didn't know what Zim's niche is, right? I knew for Dan Quinn, We don't do any short corners. So, right, so short corners, mark them out. You know what I'm saying? Like linebackers, we want to be able to move sideline to sideline. So if you can't move sideline to sideline, go ahead. Like I knew the flavors of ice cream that Dan Quinn likes. I also knew the flavor of ice cream that Mike McCarthy likes, right? But if we bring in Kellen Moore or some shit, I have no idea what the hell, you know what I'm saying? Guyton needs to drop his nuts. Hey, man, once again, right? And it's not, here's what I'll say this, right? Because we got a lot of people watching, man. Appreciate all of you. Hit the like button, hit the sub button. We appreciate all of y'all, right? It's not about me being right or wrong, right? Whether I'm 1,000% right or 1,000% wrong, it makes zero difference. A lot of y'all favorites in this game are wrong all the time, and y'all love them to death, right? So right or wrong doesn't mean anything for me, right? What's starting to frustrate me when it comes to the Cowboys community is that there are so many media members, content creators, whatever you want to call us, that do extensive research, that has built extensive resumes, right? And you guys know the work that goes on behind the scenes because you see it firsthand, right? They have earned a voice in their community, right? Whether it's me, Boss, DMV, JC, Lou, Law, list goes on and on, right? I feel like we have warranted the right. If we say something, you should be like, okay, why is Tuck saying this? Let me hear him out, right? I feel like the 5 years of me doing this, I have least deserved that right? So where am I going about this? Right? Y'all remember how I was villainized all draft season because I was telling people, hey, man, I mean, I understand the Tyler Guyton pick, but y'all have to caution yourself because it's going to be more of a project, right? Like he's never played left tackle, y'all. I mean, he's a right tackle. I mean, he plays some tight end at TCU. Like, I don't think he's there as a left tackle, and it might take him a while, right? Oh, Tuck, you hate the pick. Tuck, you hate the pick. Tuck just being negative. Tuck just being a hater. Tuck just being this, right? And I'm just like, whoa, bro. I'm just saying, taking someone who's never played left tackle before, there's going to be a learning curve. Now, I get it. Tyler Smith hit the ground running, but you can't go into every draft thinking, oh, well, Tyler Smith did it. They got the same name. This is going to work again, right? And then what happens? Tyler Guyton started working out with Duke, right? And then Tyler Guyton goes out there, has a few good reps versus Micah when they have zero pads on. And then Tyler Guyton has 2 good plays in Vegas versus Max Crosby. Tuck, see, this is why I don't follow Tuck. He's a clown. He don't know what he's talking about. He hated the Tyler Guyton pick. This is why, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be payback time. We want Tuck to apologize. This, and that, right? Now, when things fall through the cracks, those same people just disappear. It wasn't that I hated Tyler Guyton. I still like Tyler Guyton. I still think that Tyler Guyton has a bright future. He is young. But whenever you draft a player and you toss them at a brand new position, the hardest position in all of football, with no insurance policy. That's why I was like, bro, if you would have had a Tyron Smith, you had an insurance policy in case Tyler Guyton doesn't work out. We had no insurance policy, right? Because Chuma was out, and Chuma really wasn't that good in the first place, right? So I thought that was crazy to do that. When Tyler Smith came into Dallas, y'all remember Tyler Smith wasn't even starting originally, right? Because you had Tyron. I forgot who was playing left guard. Was it McGovern or someone like that? Someone like you had other guys that were already there. There was a wall of protection. When you drafted Tyler Guyton, there was no wall of protection. It was Tyler Guyton or bust, right? So then he struggles a little bit. Now everyone's like, he's trash, get rid of him. He's a bust, he's this, he's that. When you guys just don't understand, when it comes to the draft, everybody has a different learning curve and a different trajectory, right? Players like, let's toss a player out there. Aiden Hutchinson, right? Aiden Hutchinson. There's no trajectory. There's no trajectory, Aiden Hutchinson. Put him on the field. He's one of the best players in the league, right? There's no trajectory, right? Now, you can't monitor and scout Aiden Hutchinson on the same trajectory as Marshawn Nealon or Sam Williams. See what I'm saying? Like Sam Williams, right? You can't put them on the same trajectory. Those are completely two different players, right? So you can say, hey, because like this is what they teach us in the NFL scouting program, right? You're on a scale of 1 to 7, right? Elite traits, everything, slam dunk, those are 7 players, right? They'll be pro bowlers, they'll be all pros probably the next 1 to 2 years, right? Like a 4 or like a 6, oh no, I'm only a 5, right? Those are players that, hey, they'll be a starter, they'll be able to add some impact, but it might take them 4 to 5 years to be at an all-pro, Pro Bowl level, right? And then you have like your 3s and 2s. Those are like your Jalen Tolberts, like, hey, they can work them way up to a starter, right? And maybe that's the barometer for them to be like a rotational starter, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what people don't understand. So it was like Tyler Guyton, he was never instant impact, right? He was going to be a guy that he's a solid pick. He has the frame. He has the athleticism. He does have some toughness about him, but it's going to be a work in progress, y'all. It's not going to be out of the box ready. There's only a few players in the draft that are special that are out of box ready. You knew. That's why you scream. You scream just like me, don't front, right? When we drafted CeeDee Lamb, you had this joy, this excitement being released from your body, right? You screamed, you cried, you shouted, you bought jerseys. Well, why did you do that? Because you knew CeeDee Lamb was out of the box ready. You knew, right? Jamar Chase, out of the box ready. You know what I'm saying? Like, those players are out of the box ready. It doesn't take. Tyler Guyton was never out of the box ready. So if you go to my Tyler Guyton film session, I was just saying, hey, good player. He has a lot of upside potential, but it's not really going to help us much this year. Not this year. Not this year. At left tackle, it wasn't. You know what I'm saying? Not at left tackle, it wasn't. But all the criticism. So what I'm saying, after saying all that, is like, there are people who love this team, who bleed this team, who eat, sleep, breathe the fan base, the community. I mean, shit, we've been talking for what? Almost an hour and a half right now, early in the morning in 12-degree weather, because I love doing this. I have earned the right that if I say something, just know that Tuck has researched it, or Tuck is seeing something that makes him feel this way. I got my last Twitter check, right? And I showed you guys my numbers. My last Twitter check was $27. $27 total after like 8 million views last month or something like that. Something crazy, right? So when people say, oh, Tuck is just engagement farming, or whatever the fuck they call it, is engagement farming or clickbaiting or anything like that, I don't got to clickbait, bro, because I don't get paid for clicks. I don't get paid for clicks. If I'm a clickbait you, I'm a clickbait you on YouTube, which I don't do, right? So I felt like some of us have earned the right. Hey, if Boss Cowboy goes on the show and he's saying something about Mike Zimmer, even though I might not agree, I'm going to shut up and listen, because maybe Boss is on to something. Maybe Boss is seeing something that I haven't saw yet. So let me hear out the case. And y'all know, y'all see me on shows with Boss. We don't just yes men agree. We don't just yes men agree. I might say, all right, like case in point, when Boss is making the whole conversation about Lyle Collins and Terrence Steele, at first, I didn't see it. And so many people attack Boss and, he was this, and he don't know what the fuck he's talking about, and Terrence Steele. You got to understand, also, Boss is a Division I football player, right? He played for the University of Houston, right? So he does have football eyes, right? So it's like, all right, Boss is an idiot. He don't know what he's talking about. Terrence Steele, are you kidding me? He's trash, blah, 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 blah. And luckily, I said, hold on. Boss, who I know does work in research, is seeing something in Terrence Steele. Let me sit back and see. Let me sit back and see what he's talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it earns those conversations, says, hell, Boss hates this running back class, right? So like case in point, right? Boss hates this running back class. I love them. I love this running back class like I've never loved a running back class ever in life, right? But after having the phone conversation with Boss, I understand where he's coming from, right? And what Boss is trying to caution us of doing, which I agree, is going to the grocery store hungry, right? So it might be where we are looking for a running back so bad because we didn't have one, and we missed out on Henry, and we brought Zeke back, and we had to deal with Rico, and we're seeing Derrick Henry go crazy, and we're seeing Sonic and Tails, and all these different running backs, and Bijan and this and go, that we're just starving for a running back, right? So that's what we had a conversation behind the scenes, right? But if I want to be a hater, I can be like, oh, Boss don't like this. I don't agree. I can go tweet at Boss, say he's engagement farming, go in his company. No. Boss has warned it that when he speaks about something, let me pause for a second. All right, let me hear you out, but also let me explain my point. And I see what he was saying. You know what I'm saying? I see what he's saying, but I also understand it's January 6th. I understand that you haven't scouted a lot of these players yet, right? So I get that, right? Case in point. I didn't even say shit last night because you know what? Fuck them, right? Somebody tell me what Quentin Johnston did last night. I know we Cowboys fans probably didn't watch, but somebody go and tell me, what did Quentin Johnston do last night? Quentin Johnston went bonkers last night. You see what I'm saying? He went bonkers last night, right? Now, I had so many people. He can't catch. He can't separate. He can't do this. He can't do that, right? So I was, what's going on, Mr. Cowboy 88? What's going on with you, bro? So many people. Damn, Quentin Johnston went for 13 catches, 180 yards? But I was told he couldn't play football. I had so many people telling me that this kid cannot play football. You see what I'm saying? So many people, right? But they don't understand. Ask my wife. She will tell you she hates draft season the most because she loses her husband. I study these kids like a fucking sicko. Why? I don't know. It's just fun for me, right? I just love draft season. It's like, I don't know. It's like in me, right? Like I love draft season more than I love doing Cowboys content, right? So I scout these players tooth and nail, right? And not to mention the fact I covered the Big 12, so I'm watching Quentin Johnston live in the press box when he played for Kansas. I watched him versus Kansas State at the Big 12 championship. I'm seeing it right there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I see a lot of these things up close and personal. It's not to say I'm better than anyone. I make my misses. I do just like everyone else, right? But it's to the point where it's like if I see something, I'm saying it because I'm seeing it, but not only am I saying it because I'm seeing it, I show you guys the work. I show you guys everything, right? If I say, all right, this is why I like Jalen Tolbert out of South Alabama, it wasn't because I went through PFF, went through a list of wide receivers and just circled a random fucking name. So then I'm going to toss this one out there, right? I showed you guys the Jalen Tolbert film, what I liked about him, what I don't like, and what he needs to work on, and why I think he can help an NFL team. That's it. That's all I do. I don't hate prospects. One, these are kids going for their dreams. So I'll never just shit on a player for no fucking reason because I need to get my YouTube clicks. I'll never do that, right? I will say, these are the things I'm seeing on film that I like. These are where I think there can be some improvements, and wish the kid the best of luck. That's my job. My job isn't to never say what he can't do. It's easy as a beer bro scout sitting on the couch to talk about what a player can't do. But he can't separate. He can't. But nah, I can show you what he can do and explain it to you guys in a situation where you understand. You see what I'm saying? I can say, I don't know, let's toss out RJ Harvey, right? RJ Harvey, he can't burst in the outfield like Bucky Irving or whatever. You see what I'm saying? But I can show you what are the traits and the things that makes RJ Harvey great, right? That's the difference. That's the separation. If you guys want to do the scouting thing for real, if you want to play online, just play online, right? But if you really want to take your game to the next level and be a wizard, speaking of wizard, I just watched Wicked last night, man. I liked the movie. It was a good-ass movie. A lot of singing, but it was a good movie. They had a cool little song about going to see the wizard. I might chop up and edit, right? But anyway, if you really want to be a draft wizard, focus on telling the full story. Snap to finish, what a player can do, what he can't do, right? Or what he need to work on, right? That's all it is. You can say a player can't do this now in college. He can work on that all off season. And now what's the situation? See what I'm saying? Wait till you see him next to these guys at Combine. He's going to be middle of the pack. Is that Cam? Yeah. Quentin lacked the instant impact fans was lacking. Yeah, I mean, it's because, right? That's what it is, right? Everybody, it's like Christmas, right? Everybody wants to pull their draft pick out the box and they want it right now. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like Brock Bowers. You guys who follow me on Twitter, y'all know I've been screaming Brock Bowers for like the last 2 to 3 years about this kid from Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So now every tight end is going to be like, well, is he Brock Bowers? Is he going to have the Brock Bowers impact? He's probably not. He's probably not. Brock Bowers was special, right? Now, look at my guy, Trey McBride, right? So this is so Brock Bowers, right? Yeah, Brock Bowers, instant impact out of the box, right? Trey McBride, who Arizona, who I love, but he's been in the league for 3 years, right? Trey McBride, because it was the 2021 draft, right, in Vegas, right? Trey McBride, right? Brock Bowers, out of the box ready, right? Trey McBride, it took him a little bit, but everything was there, right? But imagine in year one, you was like, Trey McBride's trash. He's garbage. I don't want him. He was a bust, right? Imagine in year two. Horrible pick. Why did we get Trey McBride? He's trash. He's garbage. I don't like him. We should have got somebody else, right? And then year three, now look at Trey McBride. Now look at him, right? So you can't expect every draft pick once again to have the same trajectory. Some people go to better situations, better offensive lines, better coaches, better all sorts of stuff, right? So it's like, yeah. But like once again, I'm just saying there's people in this community that has done enough solid work that I'm not saying y'all agree with everything. I don't even want y'all to always agree. I always tell you guys, right? When you watch my film sessions, put my shit on mute if you have to. Put it on mute. Form your own opinion. Form your own opinion. I don't want you guys to say, Tuck said it, so I agree. Tuck said, no. We can have disagreements, right? No, I don't want you all to be Tuck droids where I say something, you guys all follow. Hell no. Have disagreements, come to your own opinion, but I want you guys to be adequate enough to explain it, right? So if you say, I don't like Genty, I don't like the way he plays, like we do with our kids. All right, now use your big boy words. See what I'm saying? Use your big boy words. You see what I'm saying? I don't like Genty. He didn't play good in the bowl game. He had 100 yards, right? But I don't like Genty. He doesn't play good in the bowl games, right? Now, as a Cowboys fan, let me ask you a question. This is just me talking to you, man to man. You know what I'm saying? Or man to sis, whatever, right? How in the fuck can you say you don't like what Genty did in the bowl game and you've been out here clapping for Rico Dowdle? I'm going to get back on my treadmill, dog. How can you say, look what he did in the bowl game? Look what he did in the bowl game versus real competition. Look what your starting running back has did versus real competition. Look what your running back did versus Detroit. Look what your running back did versus San Fran. Look what your running back did versus Baltimore. Look what your running back did versus Philly. So how can you be that wishy-washy? Man. How can you do that? That's kind of fake to me. That sounds kind of fake to me. Capping for Rico because he was better than old Zeke. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, like people like, I don't like Genty. Look what he did his last game. Bro, you were literally standing for a running back who has 2 rushing touchdowns on the entire season. No knock to Rico, right? No knock to Rico. But nah, we're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do that, bro. So it's like, listen, I know it's hard out there because on Twitter and social media, you get so much pollution. You don't even know what to believe anymore. Like you don't even know what to believe anymore because you get bombarded. Like think how dumb those people who said Micah Parsons isn't a leader, he doesn't give max effort all the time, he quits on his team. Think how dumb they felt seeing Micah Parsons go for 2 sacks, damn near 3, in a meaningless game, and he played all 4 quarters pretty much yesterday. Look how dumb they felt when they were on their microphones, their shows, their podcasts, or whatever you want to call it, telling Cowboys fans that the Cowboys should move on from Micah Parsons, right? And now he is in the same trajectory as Hall of Fame first ballots right now in his first 4 years, his sacks. The Reggie Whites and shit. He's mentioned amongst Reggie White and shit, but people hopped on their shows and said all these villainous things about Micah Parsons, and now they just vanish in thin air. They'll move, they'll hide, right? They'll go on to something else. And if Tuck holds them accountable, then Tuck becomes the villain. If I start pulling receipts on all the people who said these things about Micah Parsons all offseason, I'll be the Twitter villain. Like I did something wrong. Like I did something wrong. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you guys have to be aware of not everybody is in this for your best interest. And like case in point, y'all, this is how I became me, right? Before 2020, say 2019 Tuck, I was just like you, Bugs. I was just like you, Dwayne. Like I was a Cowboys fan, going to work every day. You know, I watched my Cowboys, loved them, but I wasn't in tune to every detail. So I would trust certain media people, certain radio stations to give me the truth about the Cowboys. Well, I would ask them questions. Nobody would respond. And if they did respond, it was suppressing me like I didn't know anything, right? And so eventually, as I started watching and tracking, I'm like, these people are wrong as shit. They're not even close, bro. And maybe, Tuck, you can just do this shit better on your own. So instead of me tweeting those people and beefing with those people and arguing with those people and doing all that shit, I got in the lab and I beat those people. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, once you kind of realize you can be efficient and do this, I'm telling you guys know I've been credentialed up. I covered the Super Bowl. I've done a lot of this shit, right? A lot of these people, there's nothing that separates them from you. It's really not. It's not like, oh my God. Like now, some of them like the Kurt Warners and shit, like, yeah, it's Super Bowl caliber quarterback. Okay, so he knows the game in and out, right? But I'm talking about like these media people, like the Joy Taylors, there's nothing that separates Joy's football acumen from yours. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing that separates hers from yours. There's nothing. There is zero. There is zero. There is zero. Joy Taylor, love her still, right? She has a much bigger following than mine. Massive following, way bigger than mine, right? Now, would you guys say in the chat that she is adequate to sit down with me, little old podcast, little old YouTuber, and talk Dallas Cowboys football toe to toe? No. Stephen A. Smith, love him, right? Fun guy. Met him at the Super Bowl. He's cool. He's actually taller than I expected, right? Love Stephen A. Smith, right? But when it comes down to sitting down, talking Dallas Cowboys football, y'all know I would put Stephen A. Smith in the bag, respectfully, right? So there's nothing that separates them from us. Even some of your favorites that y'all love, right? Cowboys related. There's nothing that separates them from us. There's nothing. There's nothing. You see what I'm saying? There is nothing that separates them. So that's the thing I want you guys to know. It's like, hey, if you really want to talk this stuff and be about it, bro, just build your own and do your own research. And when you come to your own research, you're going to start realizing, hey, man, I trust what the hell I say more than what they say respectfully. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's all you got to do. Like Mina Kimes. But see, Mina Kimes, right? I know how Mina Kimes is a beast because Mina Kimes, she built in the mindset that she just didn't want to be the analyst, right? Like Mina Kimes really studies the game and respects the game, right? So that's what separates Mina. It's the same thing like Aisha, right? My sister Aisha, right? Aisha really studies the game. Like she'll call me like, yo, what is this coverage that they're doing? Like, I'm like, oh, this is the match coverage, this, you know what I'm saying? The safety's going like, so she's really studying the game from that point, right? So when it comes down to it, that's why Mina and also like Aisha, they're in a completely different stratosphere versus the guys say, I'm a reporter reporting live in the Dallas Cowboys. Like they're completely different, right? Because they're thinking the game, right? They're thinking the game, they're thinking beyond the surface, right? You know what I'm saying? They're thinking beyond the surface, like no disrespect, right? You can't put, or you could put, right? But if you were to put Mina Kimes, Aisha Morrison, and let's say Jane Slater, love Jane, right? On a Cowboys show, the conversations that these two will be having be completely different, right? You see what I'm saying? So it's like deeper layers, right? Because what people have to understand is the game has changed, right? You guys don't want, y'all hear that the court document said Joy Taylor slept with Acho and her boss. Hey, whatever, man. I was a little trying to dog him because he was good tape, infant pedigree, married, competition, marriage, expectation, married. I'm talking about Cam. So, I mean, I would say this, man. I was going to chill, but shit, we family. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? If y'all think the shit that's going on at Fox with Joy Taylor and Emmanuel Acho don't happen elsewhere, including your Dallas Cowboys media, you tripping, bro. You know what I'm saying? You ever sit back at me watching DallasCowboys.com and be like, how did so-and-so get there? Why is so-and-so at camp? Hold on, wait a minute, oh my God, they came out of nowhere. How the fuck do y'all think that happened? It happens all over. You know what I'm saying? It happens all over. So I'm not gonna, it's filthy, bro. It's filthy. And that's what I'm saying. If you guys knew what happens behind the scenes, they treat me like I'm the skis ball. I'm happily married. I'm loyal to my wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm the skis ball. Now, what y'all be doing behind the scenes is grimy as fuck. And I know the truth. You know what I'm saying? I know the truth. I know the truth, bro. It's dirty. Y'all ever be sitting like, oh, I never seen her before. How she just jump out of nowhere and just be get on a Cowboys show all of a sudden? It's crazy. Y'all remember what was the dude? What was his name? Rich? When Des was like, I'm tired of this shit, Rich. Wasn't he like taking pictures of cheerleaders and shit and Charlotte Jones and shit? And Jerry Jones kept him hired on the damn team, on the media team. See what I'm saying? There's a lot of sleazeball shit that goes on in Dallas, y'all. A lot of sleazeball shit, man. There's a lot of sleazeball shit that goes on in sports media, right? I'll tell you guys a story. And I keep it a buck, right? Super Bowl time. Super Bowl, New Orleans, or actually last year was in Las Vegas, right? So what happens is they have media hotels. So they put all the media members, right, all in the same hotel, right? Boom, y'all all staying here. If you're ESPN, Fox, whatever, y'all all stay in the same hotel. ESPN, NFL Network, Fox Sports, this, that. Everybody's staying at the hotel. What the hell y'all think be happening at the hotel? Now me, Jay Tuck, says, you know what? I'm a happily married man, love my wife dearly, right? I will get my own hotel and go stay elsewhere because you are not putting me in that fucking cesspool, bro. I'm here to work. I'm here to grind. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to grind. Don't put me in that shit y'all got going on, bro. I will meet y'all in the morning at the convention center. I'm gonna go stay over here at MGM by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, it's a lot of cornball shit. So I mean, I'm not surprised, you know? I'm not surprised. I mean, you know, I'm just not. You know what I'm saying? Like, did y'all really think? And I hate this for Joy because I know how hard it is for women in sports to really cut through. But let's keep it a buck, bro. Like, do y'all think like she just got there because of her football mind and that she's Jason Taylor's sister? Or, like, nah, bro. She's goddamn gorgeous. And someone was like, we need somebody to look at on the show. They put her on the show. And they were traveling here, traveling to Miami, traveling. And you tried it, right? I'm not going to be mad at them because if I was a happily married man, I would have tried it too. I would have tried it multiple times. You know what I'm saying? It's a reason why media mad they can't interview players naked no more. Diddy party, bro. They were pissed. They was pissed about not being able to go into the locker room and interview players naked. It's crazy, bro. Like, there's a lot of stuff behind the scenes that I'm just like, and I'm getting exposed to even more being around my dog Dez. I'm just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dez will tell you, bro, ask the X-Pix team. We were in New York, and the party started to turn up a little bit and go another notch. You know what I'm saying? Everyone started coming out. Bottles started coming out. Celebrities started coming in. You know what I'm saying? The little flock started coming in. I said, hey, bro, are we done with business? They're like, yeah, we good. All right, I'm going to head to the hotel room, and I'm going to be done. Oh, Tuck, you sure, bro? Yeah, I took an Uber back to my hotel, bro. I went to the room, pulled out my iPad, watched some draft film. Y'all got it, bro. Y'all got it, bro. I'm out of here. I did my business, my 1-2 with Fanatics. I met the important people. I shook hands. Once the bottles started coming in, everyone else started coming in. All right, man, my job is done here. No, sir. No, sir. Not me. What Rick Ross say? No, sir. Not me. Nah, hell nah, JC, bro. I did, bro. They'll tell you I did, man. I was like, it was funny. So I got up. So my flight, I flew back from New York like at 5:30 in the morning, right? So I flew back at like 5:30 in the morning. So I left my hotel probably like 3:30, 4-ish to get to the airport at JFK. And I texted the team, was like, all right, man, I know y'all probably sleep or whatnot. You know, I'm headed to the airport, man. Safe travels, everybody. Everyone started hitting me back. All right, Tuck, safe travel. I'm like, what the fuck are y'all still doing up? They were still partying. I said, no, sir. No, sir. No, sir. No, I'm not going for all that, bro. I ain't going for all that. I'm waiting for Say Cheese to leave some joy. Hey, bro. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot of sleazeball shit that goes on behind the scenes, bro. Which is crazy. Me personally, I'm really just here for one thing. And I know it sounds cliche. I know it sounds boring and bland. I am here to help this stupid ass team win a championship. I swear to God, y'all, once we win a championship, this channel gonna freeze. Y'all gonna be like, where's Tuck? I ain't seen him in months. Like, I'm out of here, bro. I am out of here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in it for the fame. Like, I don't want to be famous. You know what I'm saying? Now, money is cool, right? But you know what I'm saying? But cool was like, bro, I'm here for one thing, to help this stupid ass team win a championship. Because I'm tired of being punched on as a Cowboys fan. You see what I'm saying? So all the extra shit, they can keep it, man. But it's like, you have to, and this is kind of a life story, bro. You got to understand, don't put yourself in dumb situations. You know what I'm saying? You don't put yourself in dumb situations as a man, as a father. It's not easy. All right, bro. Dwayne, have a good one, bro. Appreciate you. Just not put yourself in dumb situations. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to know, like, all right, bro, like, whatever y'all doing, y'all do that. But nah, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I ain't going to do it. You know, nah, I'm cool, bro. I'm over here. And I've always kind of been this person since I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always kind of did my own shit anyways. Like, even when I was a kid, even in high school, when everybody was doing everything, you know what I'm saying? I just always did my own shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, case in point, in high school, you know, in the cafeteria, people used to eat lunch, and they used to go out in their cars. They used to go out and hang out with girls and shit and do all sorts of stuff, man. Well, I had a teacher, man. Salute to Mrs. Shockett, my favorite teacher. Back then, that's when we had like the first the Macs, right? The little colorful Macs. I remember the first iMacs that came out. They had like the colors, the red, all sorts of stuff, right? So she had one of those in her computer, in her room, right? So while everyone's out there smoking weed and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, drinking, going to get drunk during lunch breaks and all sorts of shit, I would go into Miss Shockett's room and I would learn and study the iMac, man. I would learn and study the iMac like crazy. So I learned how to video edit. I know how to graphic design. I was doing all that like every lunch break, right? Then she started allowing me to stay after school and stuff, and just work on that iMac, right? Work on the iMac. So I was making like movie videos and highlight videos for basketball players and all sorts of stuff, right? So that's where my focus was. So when everyone's out there being crazy and doing all sorts of shit, I was in the lab working on my iMac, right? So now people are like, yo, Tuck, how do you edit the videos? Or how do you make those graphics? Or how do you do all that, right? It's because I was focused on this way back then. I didn't know this was gonna lead to that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's all about your priorities. And sometimes going with the crowd is not the best thing to do. I've never really been going with the crowd. I've never been a crowd goer at all, ever in life, right? So it's easy for me to stand on my own and do things on my own, man. What's going on with you, bro? Good morning, good morning. So it's easy for me to do things on my own, stand on my own, right? And something my mother's always taught me, the power of my independence, the power of my voice. You see what I'm saying? Like, I hold that dear. It's not just a content thing, right? It's a me thing. Before I sell out and let some of these media outlets control my voice, I'll just build this shit on my own. Now we're only at 17,000 subscribers, right? Only at 34,000 on Twitter or whatever, right? So that might be a small compared to Pat McAfee and Stephen A. and Joy Taylor's list goes on and on. But I have the people behind me, right? I have real followers that trust me, you guys who trust me, right? And that's all I need. I watched Gladiator 2 this past weekend. Finally, Denzel acted his ass off, right? But one of my favorite movies is 300, right? And you remember when he was like, what is your occupation? Well, I am a potter. You there, I'm a butcher, right? And he says, Spartans, what is your occupation? Who? That's how I am with CFO game. You know what I'm saying? That's how I am with y'all, man. It's like, you know what I'm saying? We all strapped up. We all watch film. We all study. I don't need 180,000 subscribers because it's going to be weakness in my team. I'd rather have 17,000 strong, 18,000 strong, where we can come on live, talk our football shit, and we don't have to cave to nobody. That's what I'm building. That's what I'm designed to build. If I wanted to make this channel cute and cuddly for everyone to digest, to be accessible for everybody, I would make Mike McCarthy and Micah Shoes videos. I don't want that. I want strong soldiers, women, men who really love football, that can talk football, that care about their Cowboys team. And this is all I need, man. We'll continue forward marching, man. So I appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully everyone's having a great Monday morning. Let's set the week off straight. Like I said, it's frozen here. I can't go outside. I can't do nothing, so I'm trying to snow it in. But we still going to make it work, so I appreciate y'all. We have the film session coming today. Devin, Real Deal, Neil. Probably drop it around noon or so. We'll keep the content going. Cover 3 show with my dogs, DMV, Rome, this Thursday. So we're going to appreciate each and every one of y'all. So turn that notification bell so you don't miss out. Scotland, the building, man. What's going on in Scotland, man? Love from around the world. I appreciate that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I want my soldiers to be strong worldwide, man. So everyone stay safe, stay blessed, stay encouraged. Don't get involved with no creepo media shit. And let's have a great week, y'all. See y'all tomorrow. Peace.